Welcome back to EKTV, and we are here at Istanbul Blockchain Week with Mr. Davinci and Mr. John from Toobit. Hello, Mr. Davinci. How are you doing today?
I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive in Istanbul.
That's awesome. How about you, sir?
Çok teşekkürler, iyiyim. Sizler nasılsınız?
That's great. So, Mr. Davinci, you had a video way back 2013, right? And it exploded. So, during that time, how did you get into Bitcoin? Can you please tell us more about that?
Well, I've had a YouTube channel since 2008 talking about how our financial system is a fraud. It transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich through inflation. And it's the worst type of fraud. And so one person said, hey, what do you think about Bitcoin? And I thought it's a scam because I'm a software developer. I know that you can't have a computer system where you can have money, digital money, where you can transfer something to someone and know that they didn't transfer it to somebody else, right? Because that was always a problem, right? You could copy movies, you could copy music. How is it possible you could have money that can't be copied on the internet? Well, as a programmer, I read the source code and I realized, oh damn, he did it. Satoshi came up with the solution. And that's how I knew that this was going to make very poor people rich because they were able to buy it really, really cheap at the time.
So tell us how Bitcoin changed your life since then and now.
I bought it at $1. So I think a little bit of change. Yes. Well, yeah. So now I'm doing very well, and I'm proud of the fact that I told people, hey, you should buy this, and don't wait for "I told you so" when I'm going to say "I told you so," because it will do well in the future, and it has done so. So I've benefited from that the rise in Bitcoin. Now that's $26,000.
That's awesome. So with the current bear market, do you still suggest people to buy now or still wait?
Of course, buy now. Now's the time to buy. And guess where you're going to buy? You buy at Toobit, right? Toobit.davinci15.com.
That's great. So tell us more about your partnership with Toobit and why did you choose Toobit to partner up with?
Well, Bitcoin is about freedom and being able to transact without the government knowing. And because an exchange gets too large, as exchanges get too large, they have to comply with government regulations. And so people just don't like KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. And well, they don't want the government to know that they're buying crypto. They don't want the government to know that they're trading crypto. And they have that right, because one, if you understand our financial system, you'll know that they're taxing you through inflation, and then taxing you through your income, and taxing you through your whatever you buy. I mean, enough, right? We need to stop being slaves to the government and start taking our freedom back.
That's a very interesting take. So how do you see the crypto industry in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, it will continue to expand. It will take over all of the different financial sectors of banking. And eventually, banking will be pretty much like a horse and buggy. Still around, but it's quite cute that you're actually using one.
That's very funny. So let's dive deep into Toobit. So Mr. Jan, if you could tell us more about what sets Toobit apart from the myriad of others in the crypto space.
Toobit'i diğer platformlardan ayıran en büyük özellik kullanıcı arayüzümüz. Bu kullanıcı arayüzümüz sayesinde kullanıcılar çok rahatlıkla trade yapabiliyorlar, işlemlerini geliştirebiliyorlar. Ve en büyük avantajımız da düşük komisyon oranları. Onda 2 ve onda 4'te başlayan komisyon oranlarıyla kullanıcılarımıza hizmet veriyoruz.
Thank you very much. So Mr. Davinci, what are you looking forward for Toobit, by the way?
Well, I'm looking forward to Toobit expanding, adding more perpetual swaps, so that people could trade large amounts of money without actually affecting the actual spot price. So that is what all exchanges, general exchanges do, trading like for high leverage exchanges do. So I'm looking forward to seeing Toobit expand further on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Davinci. And going back to you, Mr. John. So, with the influx of new crypto enthusiasts, how have you streamlined the onboarding process to cater both seasoned trainers and traders and beginners?
Türkiye adaptasyonu çok yüksek bir ülke. Gençler çok iyi kripto parayla ilgileniyorlar. Buradaki olay sosyoekonomik koşullarından dolayı kripto paraları ciddi bir yatırımları var ve insanlar bu sosyoekonomik koşullardan çıkmak istiyor. Kripto paralar da bunun en büyük fırsatı.
Thank you very much. So I heard, Mr. Davinci, you're also a trader. So can you tell us more about, trading during the bear market?
Well, trading during the bear market can be a little bit stressful. The market tends to point to one direction and then go the opposite direction a lot of the time. So it can be very stressful and strenuous because during the bull market, it's always going up.
You'll never go wrong.
Exactly. So you just have to buy most of the time. But during the bear market, it's zigzagging around and it's difficult to catch these trades. But if you're patient and you are diligent and you look for the right entry point, you will and hold steadfast, you will do well. Of course, you have to have some bit of money management skills and emotional skills because it can drive you crazy, the market.
That's definitely true. And I heard that even though you know the technical analysis and fundamental analysis, but if your psychology is not on point, it's not going right. So how do you manage in terms of, your psychology when you see it's not going your way when you're trading?
Well, your psychology has to be the same whether you're winning or you're losing. You just let it go, you do your trade, and you let it go, and then you move on to the next trade. Without that kind of psychology, you will constantly beat yourself up, or worse, think you're a Superman. And you can never do wrong. You can never trade wrong. And then you can put everything on one trade that loses.
I see. Well, that's a good attitude to have, So going back to you, Mr. John. So what are the new features or services can users anticipate from Toobit in the upcoming year?
Türkiye'de Toobit'te yeni kullanıcıları çekmek için iyi trade bonusları veriyoruz. Yeni kampanyalar yapıyoruz ve bu kampanyaların influencerlar ve QL'ler sayesinde kullanıcıyla uğraşmasını sağlıyoruz. Bu şekilde trade gruplarıyla anlaşmaya devam ederek volümümüzü arttırıp Türkiye'de büyümeye devam edeceğiz.
Thank you very much. So going back to you, Mr. Davinci. So what price point do you think that we are expecting Bitcoin to hit in the next bull market?
Well, we're definitely going to get over 100,000. I think we can get as high as 200,000, assuming that the U.S. dollar does not collapse. If the U.S. dollar collapses, all bets are off. We're in the millions.
Oh, wow. So we have to watch out for that. So Turkey has seen a very significant rise in cryptocurrency adoption in the recent years. So, Mr. John, how do you perceive this trend? And what do you think are the primary focus driving crypto adoption in Turkey?
Türkiye adaptasyon konusunda kripto paralara çok hızlı alıştı. Gençler ve burada üniversitedeki blockchain kulüpleri sayesinde hem development kısmında gelişmeler sürüyor hem de trade eğitimleri, blockchain kulüpleri adaptasyonu daha da hızlandırıyor. Yakında birçok şirkette de Türkiye'nin blockchain teknolojisini kullandığını göreceğiz. Adaptasyonu hızla ayak uyduruyor Türkiye.
That's awesome. So, Mr. Davinci, what do you think of the Turkish community so far?
Well, the Turkish community has embraced crypto majorly because of their banking system has destroyed the currency, the value of the currency. And this is the reason why Bitcoin exists, is to help people, survive economically, and because we are best served one another by trade. And the medium of trade is very important because if that medium gets destroyed or debased by government, then we can't trade with one another properly. We lose value, and we are unable to provide more value to another person if our medium of change, which is currency, drops in value. it makes trading difficult and having businesses difficult. So that's why a lot of businesses here in Turkey accept crypto.
That's a very interesting fact. So, regarding this, Mr. John, so any strategic partnerships or collaborations in pipeline for Toobit? Because you know the Turkish market and the community are very excited for this, and especially the local entities and the businesses here to promote crypto adoption and integration.
Türkiye'de kripto adaptasyon çok hızlı gidiyor. Bunu daha önce de söylemiştim. Blockchain kulüpleri, aynı zamanda training grupları ve eğitimleriyle daha fazla adaptasyonu sağlayacak ilerleyen zamanlarda. Teşekkür ederim.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Davinci, what's your plan after Istanbul? Where can we see you next?
Oh wow! I'm going to be heading back to Dubai, and then after Dubai, I'm going to be heading to Singapore for Token 2049 and Grand Prix. So it's going to be lots of fun there.
Well, I hope to see you there again. So, for Toobit, and given the complex of cryptocurrency, how is Toobit fostering education and community engagement?
Türkiye'de Toobit hızlı bir komünitesini geliştirmeye çalışıyor. Biz de bu anlamda yaptığımız affiliate anlaşmaları, QL'ler ve yaptığımız marketing çalışmalarıyla Türkiye'deki topluluğumuza destek olmaya çalışıyoruz. Ondan sonra yaptığımız çalışmalarla Toobit'i daha da fazla büyüteceğiz.
Thank you very much. What's your message, Mr. Davinci, to all the crypto fans and to the people who are considering entering the space?
Patience is the key, right? A lot of people get into the space and say, buy Bitcoin, and then wake up the next day and say, why am I not a billionaire? You need a little bit more patience than that. Yes, it will take time. There will be days when you see Bitcoin go down and you feel like you lost a lot of money. Don't feel that way. Just wait it out. I always tell people this story about my ex-girlfriend who put in like $3,000 into crypto, and she forgot about it, and now she's a multimillionaire. That's it. Patience.
That's awesome. So, Mr. Jan, what is your message to the Toobit community?
Toobit Türkiye'ye yeni girdi ama hızlı büyüyecek bir platform. Bunu şey gibi düşünebilirsiniz, böyle küçük gen bir token'a yatırım yapar gibi Toobit'i de bu şekilde düşünebilirsiniz. Burada yapacağınız affiliate anlaşmaları, yapacağınız traininglerle büyüyebilirsiniz ve işlemlerinizde stop kullanmayı unutmayın.
Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure they're very excited about Toobit. And Mr. Davinci, my last question is, when moon?
When moon? Well, depending on when you want to, how much is a moon? Well, I think there is a possibility, right? Although it's a little bit remote, it's still a possibility that the U.S. dollar could collapse as early as before the end of September.
Okay.
And if that were to happen, yes, you'll see Bitcoin go to moon. But assuming that they hold things together, which they can because there's lots of tools they have on the shelf, then we'll see it probably either not after the next halving, but the following halving after that. We'll see crazy prices, Bitcoin at maybe even $5 to $10 million.
Well, that makes me want to FOMO right now. So thank you so much for having us here. I hope you enjoy your stay in Istanbul, and I hope you have a great evening ahead.